Hi traders, welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on the 31st of October. So end of month now, so we're going to be looking at some of the potential moves coming towards the end of this month. You can see that the euro currently is a strong currency. We were checking out euro CAD yesterday, thinking that we could potentially get something in on this move. There is some euro data coming up though, so we've got to be a little bit careful, and hopefully we can get a bit of a reaction whilst recording the video. So Europe CPI year on year and month out today, forecast to actually come in a little bit lower, so I'm going to be looking to see what happens here, because obviously if it comes in a lot lower, then that could obviously be a bit bearish for Europe. Well, the data could be bearish, but how the CPI coming in lower could be taken in the way that the ECB might not need to increase interest rates anymore. They may need to either come down, bring rates lower. So that's the kind of look that we're looking at there. And then this afternoon we've got CB consumer confidence out of the US. The US dollar has completely removed itself from the tables. Yesterday we were looking at to see if that US strength would continue against the pound. It hasn't. We got stopped on that one, so we'll go take a little look at that one as well. But yeah, so Euro Swiss is the top currency pair here, Aussie Swiss as well. I'm actually in an Aussie Swiss trade right now, and we'll go discuss that potential move to come. You've got Euro Yen in here. Yen really weak at the moment. If I actually bring in the Discord channel and I bring in the dashboard area in here, you can see we've put huge overnight risk on rally, and you can see the yen complex here, 949, huge risk on coming into the markets at this current moment in time. That could have been potentially driven by the data out of China. Manufacturing PMI came in lower at 49.5 here, so maybe that had something to do with it. I would have said that would have caused a little bit more risk off in the market rather than risk on, so maybe this isn't the driver of that at this current moment in time. So, but yeah, Euro Yen looking like one to watch as well. So let's go head over to the charts. Euro Swiss is something I'm going to come back to. We're going to kick it off with Aussie Swiss because we're in this trade at this current moment in time, looking to see if price will trade higher. Now, we discussed this slightly yesterday. We kind of broke down the chart here and what we were kind of looking for in terms of opportunities. Now, on this weekly chart is where I really kind of find a lot of comfort in this potential trade to the upside, because you can see that we've formed a bit of a double bottom pattern. Not only have we done that, there are some kind of characteristics here that I really like as well. The fact that price has made a sort of new lower low here, but the stochastic has made a higher low. We can also see the fact that they are getting a little bit of a sort of crossover here between the K and the D. The last time that sort of happened, price did rally to the upside here from this weekly chart point of view. So I like the idea that price could move higher. The overall target should really be this 0.59 handle. I have put a 3 potential profit target in here. So this is if price goes in our favor and reaches these targets, that'll be 3 times what we've risked here. So there's a lot of profit potential here, and obviously if we were going to target a little bit higher up, that could be potentially sort of 7R in total if price were to sort of continue and push higher into that level of resistance there. But I quite like this from a weekly play. If I actually go down into the lower time frame here, let's go to the daily chart. Daily chart also breaching through key levels of resistance. We've got this trend line resistance running through here, anchored from the high back here on the 29th of September, formed on the 29th of September, anchored here on the 11th of October and came through. We did get a retest here on the 25th of October, but then price has since breached that resistance trend line, and now we've got nice bullish closes here. So I like the idea of potentially seeing price head to the next area of resistance, which is up here. Like I said, that is around about a 58 pip target. We could look for 150 pips, which was obviously increase our our reward point by quite a lot, so there is a potential for that. Obviously I'm going to judge that as we kind of approach this level. If we're still seeing the kind of right things, we could do that. Alternatively, what I would like to do is, if price does continue higher, let's say it hits targets, hits this high and pulls back, I'll look for re-entry on a trend move, because essentially what I'm going to be looking for is those lower highs or higher lows, sorry, very much like what we have here. We had the weekly transition into a downward trend, we had the market pull down, move sideways, create that lower high, trade lower, create the lower high, trade lower. So essentially we could just be watching these turning points there. So if price was to do this, come back lower, we'll look for the higher low, and so on. Gives us the opportunity to try and get involved at each sort of stage there. So quite like the idea of price coming into this overall area. So that's going to be our primary focus pair for today. We've just had the data drop out of Europe, so let's go and check out that on our live economic calendar here. Let's see if we can get a little bit of an update. I'll just refresh the page, see if it has updated here. And then let's go to filters. We're just going to put it on the high impact data, click apply. So it did come in actually a little bit lower than previous, a lot lower than previous, a lot lower than forecast 3.1, 2.9 on the CPI outlook there. So Europe might see a little bit of downside here. Let's go and take a look at Euro CAD. Initially we was obviously seeing a bit of a move higher. I was watching this today, earlier this morning. The problem was I would like to have been long here at 146.77 above this sort of candle high. I was looking to then potentially target these swing highs and above. We just haven't had the opportunity to necessarily do that because price has rallied to the upside there. So I still like this market for potential longs into the 1.48 handle. I'm actually just want to see a couple of days pullback. If we can get a couple of days pullback, maybe back into this swing high at 146, then that could be a level of interest. So if I just actually draw that in on the chart, we'll just grab a rectangle tool in and around this area here. If I just grab a label as well, we can have a little look at what that point is. Yeah, around about that 146 it seems to be. So around 146 is where I'd like to see potential price come back towards. If it does come back towards, we've got trend line support 146, like the idea into 148 there. I think here at the moment it's a little bit hard to get into because our stops would be a little bit more vulnerable to a potential move there. So yeah, I'd like to see price try and come back down towards this, maybe even this 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart as well. Could be a nice area to see price kind of come into there. So yeah, EuroCAD's definitely one to watch for sure. But I just want to see a bit of a pullback here. Euro Swiss was obviously another one on our list. This, I was actually going to try and break this down together today. We do have Euro Yen though. So Euro Yen, Yen complex very, very bearish at the moment. So we can see the fact that there's an opportunity to sell the Japanese yen. So, you know, I'm going to be watching that quite closely to see if there's any kind of opportunity for us there, and then we can obviously try and gauge that. So if I just let this run for a second, I'll just pause the video, let this kind of come back, and then we can try and take a little bit of an outlook, because I do like the idea of price coming higher towards the 169 area. So I'll pause the video, I'll be back here in a second. So that's loaded now on our monthly time frame here. The reason why I want to highlight the monthly obviously is because of how bullish price is here and because of the key levels it could come into. So first of all, we've got this zone up here. It's towards that 169 handle, and I just want to highlight this level because obviously a very, very good level of resistance. It is the highs that formed in the month of June 2008. So obviously a very significant level here in the markets. Now, I quite liked this ever since price kind of traded through this zone here. These were the sort of lows that I was kind of watching to see how price would react to, and we've breached those now and we're starting to head higher. The reason why I like that is because it's almost like a large accumulation area, large consolidation, or even range, you could say. If I just click back here, this range spanned over sort of 18, 17 bars. So that's 17 months of range there. So that's a very, very significant area. So that makes this high very, very important to us. And I think that is the sort of goal for a potential move here. If I just flick back to the weekly chart, we've also been in a bit of a range here as well. We can see that price tried to trade from this 159 area in here and has failed. So again, we're just going to pop a line there on 159 and we'll go 159. It's very close to 159.50, so I'm going to put in 159.50. You can also see that we're in a very strong upward trend. There's multiple trend lines you could try and draw here, something like this for instance. You could even then look for a tighter trend line with price. You know, you've got that sort of accelerated trend line through here. You've also got this one as well, where you got those two touches. So lots of sort of trend lines showing us that price happily staying bullish here. Going to the daily chart, we're trying to break above this 159.50 area now. So I would like to see a close above this area. That would obviously give us a little bit more sort of idea that price is happy above these levels and that we could potentially look for that long idea to form then. So I would like to see the daily chart close above this level, because what I would hate to see is us try and buy this area in here to try and anticipate that breakout, and then we get price close back below the level and then it tries to attack these sort of lows down through there. That's what I really don't want. So I want to see a strong close above these highs, and then we can start looking for areas of sort of key areas of support and resistance. But it's making the right noises at the moment. I just think that we need to wait a little bit longer here just to get that sort of key breakout. But 159.50 being breached here, a lot of room up to the 169. So let's just say it closed as a daily bullish and you want to try and trade the daily bullish, you got potentially 800 pips here for a potential move. So that one's looking pretty good as well. Let's go back to Euro Swissy. Euro Swissy potential long ideas. Again, I quite like this from a weekly chart point of view. The price came into these previous weekly swing lows, which formed from the lows back in September of 2022. We've tried to sort of find some support there and we're moving higher. So the next kind of level of resistance for me is up at this next level around about the 0 spot 97 handle. So anywhere in that sort of zone there could be ideal to see price come back in. I'm actually going to put 96. Let's go 97 and see where that puts us. Kind of puts us the high of that range there. I can also see obviously price has been in a downward trend. Multiple trend lines that we can apply here from different kind of highs just to see how price reacted. So this one here, you can see that we've anchored it through there and stretching that out. Price is now breaching that trend line as well. We did get a previous breach here, so potential upside for Euro Swiss. Daily chart breaching that level at the moment. If we just go into the 8-hour chart, you can see here very like nice little breakout there. Getting a little bit of a build up around this area here. Sorry guys, probably MetaTrader's going a bit mad. One sec. Just at the close of MetaTrader windows down. But you can see this area here, 0 spot 95.75. We've got this kind of little bit of a pause before the breakout there. So this could be a nice area to watch as well. I'm going to set an alert at 95.80 to see if there's any kind of opportunity for us on a bit of a pullback. We could try and target this zone up here, this 97 zone. It's probably a little bit tighter than that actually. Probably is looking more towards that 96, sort of 75, just to be super safe. So if we did refine that down, and let's just say we did refine this one down as well, might get away with just trying to sit price in the middle of that, maybe 96.80 and in and around that area. So we'll see if price can come back down towards this point. Then it could obviously give us an opportunity to try and get long. But at the moment we are Aussie Swiss long. I do really like this market for a potential move to the upside. This is the 8-hour chart. This is the 4-hour close now. Nice 4-hour close, which was bullish. Hourly chart just giving us a little bit of a pullback at the moment, but this could be forming a sort of inverse head and shoulders pattern, which would be ideal to see, to be honest, because that would mean that we've got a higher low in place and price could move higher. So if we do get that kind of head and shoulders breach as well. That could be good for the potential opportunity of this trade. So we'll see how this one goes. I like the weekly chart a lot on this, so we'll see if that weekly chart can play out. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.